Hola a todos. Yo hablo un poquito de español. Je parle un peu de français aussi. Je peux dire ni hao ma. Però io parlo italiano molto bene perché sono andata in Italia per un anno con SYA, con Peter e Happy Esti e Santo San Martino, che sono qui oggi. E grazie a SYA parlo italiano così bene.
And special thanks, because this is why we're here, special thanks to Natty Bulgari and Margaret Conklin, the co-chairs of the 50th anniversary celebration, and all the members of the honorary committee.
We all build on the accomplishments of those who went before us. And when I think back on how imaginative and adventuresome and optimistic were the people like Clark Vaughan.
You all know that what's at the heart of any good school, all good schools, right, is faculty and academic leadership.
Mr. Harris said, "Who would like to go to Spain next year?" And my hand was up before he could finish his sentence because I'd never been outside the United States. I'd never even been outside the East Coast. And it sounded exciting.
I grew up wanting to learn languages. It was because my brother had bought these Spanish records. When I was a kid, we used to listen to them and go, "Hola, ¿cómo estás? Muy bien, gracias. ¿Y tú?" Bien, gracias. And I said, you know, I would just love to really be able to speak Spanish for real.
There was no email. There was no internet. There was no Skype. There were no cell phones. You couldn't even call home from a landline.
When you first get to your country, a new world is swirling around you. The firm footing on which you had been so reliant in the past just is not there. However, once you find a new foothold, the swirling slows down and the new world really starts to make sense. And it's new, but it's also a rich world, and it's open to you for the first time ever.
We still don't have the sort of translation facilities that we should have for all the languages. And many times, it's often very, very difficult to take care of Spanish-speaking patients, as incredible as this may sound, in a major hospital like Mass General. And when I come up and I take care of my patients in Spanish, people think, "Oh, wow, you speak Spanish." I'm like, "Oh, I mean, there are people who actually speak more than one language. More of us should do that."
All of us at SY have really had our lives totally transformed by this experience. And I think we have a special responsibility, both as an institution, as a community, as individuals, to share those stories.
I wouldn't be doing today what I'm doing and what I've been doing now for decades, I think, if it hadn't been for the year in SYA.
Given that all of us have had the experience of crossing borders, I would submit that we are most uniquely in a position to understand how to guide these border crossers with empathy and with understanding, because after all, we too have benefited from those who've decoded the world for us and have been generous with us when we didn't speak with the fluency of a native.
In America, we value our own communities, but we aren't often pushed to become members of different, completely foreign ones. We learn to think critically in our own disciplines in a truly extraordinary way, but we don't grapple with cultural differences as frequently and the ambiguities that surround that. However, this type of learning, these types of lessons are absolutely vital to the world we live in today.
SYA is committed to preserving the heart of the program, but also being nimble and visionary enough to adapt to the evolving needs of our students, our partner schools, and the world at large.
One of the things I think we learn at SYA is that there is no one way of being in the world. And if there's no one way of being in the world, then that means that the possibilities are endless. And if the possibilities are endless, that means that some of the possibilities haven't even been discovered yet.